Hey, what's going on, guys? I am back with a video, and I am going to make this quick and sweet because here's the idea. I am going to do 15 to 20 videos, and I'm going to make them no more than 15 minutes a piece. So they're going to be quick, they're going to be to the point, and you're not going to lose attention to them because I'm going to be quick with this and I'm going to blow through them. And it's going to get to the point and show you guys how to do these things. So without further ado, here's what I want to cover today. And if you want to get into more in-depth research, please check out my other videos. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that, guys. But check out my other videos. You can, sit there for 50 minutes and watch everything I do there. It'll give you a lot more detail. But without further ado, here's the idea, guys. I'm going to start doing a product research. Basically, a product research videos. I'm going to do no more than 15 minutes each. And the first one, we're going to talk about how we're going to pick a product. I get that all the time when people message me. How do I differentiate? All these different things. I'm going to go through one segment at a time. How do you pick a product? So let's get right to it. First things first. You may see that I have a Word document up here. I have Jungle Scout up here. First thing I'm going to cover is, well, what type of product do we want to pick? We want to pick. Pretty simple, but you need the software to do it. So you're going to need Jungle Scout or Helium 10 to do that. I am going to be using Jungle Scout. If you don't have it, I will have a link. You can check it out. You can get a discount. You can sign up for it. I'd appreciate it if you signed up for it through my link. If you're going to do it anyway, it would really help me out. So today, let's go ahead and let's cover why should we do certain products and how we get started. So this is going to be the very first video. I'm going to make it quick. So let's get right to it. Number one, we want to find a high demand, low competition product, right? High demand, low competition. And I'm going to show you guys how to do all that. Number two, so what kind of things do we would not want to deal with? We don't want to deal with, I'm going to get into the settings when I get into the product database. But you don't, more than likely, especially if you're a new seller, you don't want to deal with clothing. Why? Because they're big brands like Nike, Under Armour, right? You don't want to deal with these brands. You don't want to try to compete. It's extremely difficult. You also don't want to deal with, probably if you're a new seller, you can have some success, but probably not electronics to start. You need things like product data safety sheet, high returns on those. You don't want that, potentially. And a lot of other things could go wrong with them. You can get some poor quality, and you could have other issues. So try to stay away from those things. Also, what other things would I try to stay away from? So let's call this things to stay away from. Now, you may see other people having success, but I wouldn't do anything you can digest because there's just too much liability there. I don't want to deal with that. Other things you don't want to think about are, let's see, anything you can apply to your body. Anything that goes on your body like creams or lotions, try to stay away from those. Again, too much liability there. You don't want to deal with that. So let's try to stay away from that stuff. Let's see. Third thing, let's not do anything, no seasonal products. Why would we want to do no seasonal products? Because they're seasonal, right? You can only sell them for maybe a few months. Now, can you do seasonal? Yes. However, you're going to pay for storage while they don't sell, only sell certain times of the year. So stay away from seasonal products. How can you tell if they're seasonal? check out what I like to do, and what I've learned from Paul's videos is check out Google Trends. Actually, I'm not sure if he's done a video on it, but I've learned from speaking with him. Check out Google Trends, and you want pretty much like a flat line, no heavy spikes. Example would be Christmas tree. No good. Sports equipment or home, kitchen, anything indoors. Actually, sports equipment's a bad one. That could actually be seasonal as well. But home, kitchen, anything indoors. So here's an example. Christmas tree. So here's an example. Christmas tree, no good. That would be a bad product to sell. So stay away from anything seasonal, such as outdoor things. They can be seasonal for summer or spring. So stay away from seasonal. So we want a high demand, low competition product. Things to stay away from: the big brands, clothing, electronics. Nothing you ingest or digest. Nothing you ingest, not digest. Ingest. Anything that goes on your body, like creams, lotions. Why? Because the liability is high. You could get sued. There could be a lot of things that go wrong there. I would stay away from them. Nothing seasonal. Check out Google Trends. Make sure it's more of a flat line. Nothing, no heavy spikes. I mean, obviously a Santa Claus or a Christmas tree, that's going to spike during December, right? So same thing with fall products, like signs that have, corn stalks and such as that. It's going to spike during seasonal time. So stay away from that stuff. So some of the other things, what you do or don't want in a product. You obviously want a product that has good margins. So that's going to go into, when we talk about product research in Jungle Scout, and I'll show you how to do that. So we won't talk about that now, but we want good weight. So what does that mean? So I'd say 0 to like 2.5 pounds or so would be, obviously it's not going to be 0, but lightweight product. That's what everybody wants, right? But the reason for that is, especially, and also make sure size isn't, and now you can look this up and don't quote me, it's something like over 18 inches and like 18, 14 and like 10 or something like that. Size that isn't oversized. So just look up oversized items for Amazon, because you'll pay more to store it, especially during holiday months. So consider that. You want to try to find a smaller product if possible. So some of the other things. You want to find, let's just say, don't go into anything that's has trademarks or patents. How do you check that? Well, you're going to check out Google Patents. You can hire somebody on Fiverr to check. And let me just talk about this real briefly. It doesn't have to be, if it's not patented, it doesn't mean that you can sell it. If it's the same type of design, or if it can be confused with another product, especially those as seen on TV ones, or something electronics like AirPods or something like that, if it looks enough like that, and if you were to use something like Apple or Velcro or some trademarked word in there, you can get your account kicked off. You could be suspended. So stay away from that stuff, guys. Stay away from anything trademarked, patented. I would definitely check that out. Go on the websites, look it up. Make sure you don't do that. That'll get you in trouble. Other things to consider, anything that's a danger to people, like choking hazard. If you guys watched one of my other videos, I talked about magnets, and you had to test out in this little tube to see if a kid could swallow it. So keeping it like magnets can be small magnets, or toys. Be real wary of that, because a lot of toys too, Amazon's really cracking down on safety. So I'd probably stay away from toys that need safety checks. Amazon's really getting big with that. You have to have safety on there, because they're getting a lot of slack for that. They're becoming so huge that a lot of people are coming after them for that. So be real wary. I would probably stay away from toys private label. That's can be tricky. So you could do really well. It just depends on what you're selling. So this gives us a brief criteria of kind of what you're looking for. And I'm going to go into more detail in some other videos on how to actually search for a high demand product, low competition, that doesn't involve these type of things. I think I got a little bit of time left here, so let's go ahead and cover a few more things. The product you're going to want to buy is going to probably be between, I'd say, cost-wise, $18 to maybe $50, let's say $55. And the reason for that, and many people talk about this, there's impulse buying, right? Because that's not an astronomical amount. You wouldn't be completely upset if you lost $20, $50. You could live with that. So impulse buying, people don't think about it too much. Usually people say the money zone's like 20 to 50. I tend to think 18 to 55 is pretty good. It just depends on what the product is. Obviously small. You don't want a huge product. We already talked about that. And another thing, you want to stay away from things that have multiple variations. And what do I mean by that? So, shoes. Bad products would be shoes, clothing we already discussed, such as sizes, colors, various things. Why? Because if you, for example, sold shoes, first of all, you're not going to be able to compete against the big boys like Nike and Adidas, so don't even try. Shoes, stay away from. Unless they're kids' shoes, maybe, but even then, you have how many different sizes of kids' shoes? So you're going to be stocking a ton of different things. You're going to need a ton of money for that, and you're going to get a lot of returns potentially when they don't fit. That's why I would stay away from shoes and clothing and anything that has different variations of sizes and colors. Now, if you're selling a product that has, let's say, earphones, and you have 3 different colors, that might be okay, but because you don't have to have 3 different colors, but you could. So just consider that. Anything that's variable, try to stay away from that. Let's see. Okay, and also, guys, make sure you have a quality product. And what do I mean by that? You want to make sure you're selling a product that's not fragile. Make sure you have a product that is going to not have a lot of returns. So it won't have a lot of returns. You don't want a fragile product. You want glass, such as glass or just anything that can break easily. So another thing real quick, guys, make sure, and this is a mistake that I made, make sure that this product isn't, make sure that especially if you're a new seller, make sure you're not gated in this category, in the category you want to sell in. I made that mistake. I had to get ungated in a category. If you do choose to get ungated in a category that you want to sell an item in, check out Funnel Guru. I will leave the information in the link, the description. Just say that I recommended you, and he has all kinds of great promotions and discounts. But I'll try to leave that in my description, so check it out. Also, if you're going to get Jungle Scout, check it out. I will leave a description in there as well. If you're going to get it anyway, I'd appreciate it if you did it for me. through my link, that would help me out. It's not much, but every little bit helps. And I will continue to do these videos, guys, and keep you guys updated. I'm going to try to do 2 or 3 every week, and I'm going to go over everything with product research. So hope you like and subscribe to this. Have a great day, guys, and God bless.